Night Pints, live once again, back at the Horseshoe. We got a big episode today. We got a whole new cast of characters. We got the OGs versus the fresh meat. The interns are gonna join us. Speaking of meat, I got this whole hunk of meat over here.
What's that?
Look at you. Mad woman rocking the new Taylor Swift shirts. Go get them.
Did you say man woman? It's mad
woman. I said mad woman.
You just said
Don't
like
you
you're
worry
from
about
fucking
it.
Philly.
Mad woman.
Mad woman?
Speaking of mad woman, the new Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion song, I'm gonna go as far as to call it iconic. Maybe I mean it's almost like a "Where Were You When" moment. That video and that song is a special one.
We were talking about it on Barstool Radio where like it's so weird now where things like it's not TRL, things have a midnight drop on YouTube,
Yeah.
so it's almost like real sex. Whereas like, all right, I'm staying up late to watch this, to watch Cardi B ask me to hit the thing that dangle in the back of her throat.
That lyric, because like that's what that's called, by the way. If you know the real word for that, you're an asshole.
It's tonsils, right?
No, the thingy is different. It's called like.
I always call it tonsils. I'm not gonna stop now.
No, the tonsils are back there. The dangling thing. I call it the punching bag. But the fact that that Cardi's sitting there being like, I want your dick to hit the dangly thing. It's incredible. It's an all-time great song. So we're popping off the weekend with that joint.
When we were young, really, we were kind of on that borderline, like easy access to internet porn that these fucking kids
Yeah,
probably
we'll
don't
talk about these
know
fuckers.
anything about. And you had to find other ways because you only had like a dial-up computer in your family room, and like, that was not an option really. You'd sometimes set an alarm for it and get it there at 2 in the morning, but
maybe hypothetically speaking, doesn't sound something very specific to the Feidelberg house, but okay.
You had to use other things, and my thing I could do was put on a Discman and listen to How Many Licks by Lil' Kim. And I feel like I could still, from a guy, I've seen a lot since then, and I feel like I could still reach back, hit 90 in the black if I listened to that with this one.
Absolutely. Like, no matter how much better that industry has gotten, the old school stuff that you started out on will probably get you going more than the new shit.
I don't know. So when we did like kind of not a dramatic reading, but basically a script reading of WAP on radio today.
The fact that it's just called WAP, wet ass pussy, is so fucking funny.
But we were reading it. We started the show off by talking about how cold it was in the studio. Kate was wrapped in a blanket. I was like, I'm freezing. It's like a movie theater to me. I always know it's gonna be cold, but it's not.
Old fucking man and woman here.
It's just like we're like both. Like Kate's lips were literally turning purple, and then we read the lyrics. And as like Kate took the blanket off in the middle of it, she had pit stains by the end of it.
You horny little fucks. Just the fact that there's some whores in this house. It's incredible. I love it. We should play it tonight. But yeah, I've always said over and over again, we're the greatest generation. We are technologically capable, young enough for that, old enough that we had to fight for our porn, old enough that we drank Hypnotic growing up.
I only drank Hypnotic once in the Bahamas.
I would give you this last little bit, but last week I served you a dirty shot, and this week looks like there's some dirt in there as well. So we will not be doing dirty shots tonight. But like Hypnotic and my porn was buffering. You know when they say like tweet like tell me how old you are without saying your age? That's what I would say. I drank Hypnotic while watching porn buffer. And they'd be like, yeah, you're like 35, right?
How about I pretended to be a girl in lesbian chat rooms with a bunch of other 13-year-olds.
The most like universal one of all. That's so funny. I mean these. We're gonna have to like write a book on that one day because we talk about it so much. It always keeps coming up. But the fact that all over the country, everyone was doing that, and not because you heard. It was like, yo, I heard my boy John goes in lesbian chat rooms and pretends. I'm gonna do that too. We all had that instinct to do that.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
It's like how do urban legends spread?
Yes.
So like urban legends before the internet, and that, I mean obviously that wasn't pre-internet, but like how do we all know Marilyn Manson got a rib taken out? How do we all know Lil' Kim had a cum belly? How do we all know like every kid in middle school just knew that?
Yep.
And, like how?
But someone invented that. That person's a legend. What are you drinking?
I'll do a high noon.
High noon. Let's bring in Friday Night Pints, our version of Norm. Come on down, Big Daddy Trent. He is, yeah, give a round of applause for the big man. Oh, yeah. No, you earned it. What are you drinking?
Transfusion.
Transfusion, of course.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of kneeling on mine.
There's stools there if you want to just do it like
grab a
regular.
stool.
How about a pineapple?
What's going
Real
on?
favorite
We
kind.
were just saying that Marilyn Manson thing. I don't understand how that travels.
It
I know
doesn't
that
make any sense.
because Cedar Rapids, Iowa was the same shit.
Right,
Like,
right.
legit.
That everyone knew it, and I guess maybe summer camps would be a breeding ground for it, and then people would go back. But even then, it's like
Well, you know what? It probably was a little bit of the internet. Like it was early enough that, that starts in a chat room or starts in a, I don't know, message forum.
But
or
it's
whatever
so
the fuck it was back
specific.
then.
Like, why Marilyn Manson? I guess he was weird enough back then. He was the only one who would
Well, I'll
do
tell
that.
you why.
he was
Because
easy.
he's the one who did it.
Yeah.
It ain't an urban legend.
That was the easiest one where you like. That was one of those ones where someone would be like, "Yo, did you hear the news? Like, Marilyn Manson, like, he got a rib removed to suck his dick," and you're like, "Yeah, I heard that." Even if you hadn't, you're just like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Oh, you just said
that,
you did.
that's
Yeah.
how it travels.
You can't
is
be a
have to
loser and
agree.
not know.
Because you would
Yeah.
be a loser if you didn't agree. Yeah.
What do you think is the better urban legend? Lil' Kim getting her stomach pumped or Marilyn Manson?
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah?
That's
Marilyn Manson's for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree that
Which
that's like
one's-
the bigger one, but I remember being, whatever age I was, being like, you can suck so much dick, you have to go to the hospital?
See, I don't even. That one didn't make it to my neck of the woods.
Oh, you didn't know that
No,
one?
that one
But
didn't
you know
make
of it. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know it now.
All right, okay, yeah.
But like,
Because
that
I
one-
also, that one seemed logical to me because it's like, she's on tour with all the fellas. And, I mean, this is
I also
could very
didn't
well
realize
happen.
that WAP stood for wet
Wet
ass
ass
pussy.
Nor did I.
I've learned that 25 seconds ago
Yeah.
before I came
We're
on.
learning a lot of things.
Yeah.
Dude,
well,
we were
yeah.
watching, talking about the music video, and Kate was like, because when it's walking in, like, first of all, like, there's water squirting out of the titties as they
Yeah.
spin around.
I actually haven't seen the full video yet. I've only seen the clips from Megan. But
Oh,
I gotta see the water spinning out. the
And then
tits.
when you get to like opening the doors of the house, like a flood just rushes out, and she's like,
Yep.
so
Lot
it
of
became
symbolism.
pretty clear what we were talking about right away, and I was like, I'm learning what you're talking about
right now. Well, so what did you guys think? WAP.
I
meant?
thought it was like
Oh, that makes sense. Trent just thought it was called
I didn't
WAP.
have a guess. I didn't. I just thought like that's an
That's the name of the
interesting,
song.
like womp. I thought I was thinking womp maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like womp womp was a Slim Thug song.
Wet ass pussy.
Wet ass
man.
pussy.
So welcome. Enjoy your transfusion.
Thank you, man.
Trent
I
is.
appreciate it.
Is Tiger on right now?
He is on right now. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
He's
you're
kind of
really-
playing like shit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're
But-
not like sacrificing for it.
He
I
just
still
started,
am
right?
sacrificing.
He started like 4 o'clock start.
Started like 4:45 around
Oh,
there.
alright. This
Because
what,
it's
is
West
the
Coast.
PGA
Because it's all
Championship?
PGA Championship, yeah. Which makes it for primetime golf there in San Francisco. So
Right.
it runs from like 4 to 10 p.m.
Oh, that's
which
kinda
is
cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a little different than usual because usually it's over by 7
Well,
p.m.
we would like to try to put sports up there and play some music and shit, but we run into copyright issues and all that,
That makes
stuff.
sense.
But we're really trying to keep growing this thing, and a lot of people a couple weeks ago started referring to this as like Barstool Cheers, and in that case, you would be our norm.
Is that he's just always there?
He's
Is that
just-
what his thing is?
He's
Do you
always
not
there.
know Cheers?
But
You don't
I
know
know
Norm?
Cheers a little bit. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a little too young for Cheers.
You
Yeah.
definitely are, but guess what? I actually
We all
started,
definitely are too
I
young.
started
but
it.
Gotta go back.
I started it probably. I haven't like watched it like in a binge session, but like I've watched probably 40 episodes of it.
That's a lot.
And I'm still watching.
I thought
That's
he was
a
gonna
lot.
say 4.
No, but like I mean,
That's
like
a
I just like it's not like every night I go home
Yeah,
and watch
yeah,
it. Like
yeah,
I watch it occasionally, kind of deal, and like it really holds up.
Dude, there was
It's
a time
hilarious.
I was a
It's-
kid and
I never like old shows.
it was on at a weird time when I was growing up at like midnight. It was like Seinfeld, Cheers, Frasier, like another one of those shows. And I used to
Yeah.
watch it every night at like 1 a.m. And I mean, I was a kid and still liked it. I would imagine if you're a guy or a girl, if you're just like in the bars, that show is awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I want this show to basically be,
Yeah.
is the Barstool version of Cheers. And yeah, Norm is like, Norm and Cliff, that's why we'll get Bob here in a minute. He's gonna be our Cliff.
Yep.
But you know, he walks in and everyone's like, "Hey, Norm!" And it's just like he's got his spot at the bar. Like you sit there forever from now on.
Okay.
You never go anywhere else.
Done.
Sam like slides him his mug of beer. He's always in like his suit. It's just you're always in your your uniform.
Yes.
You're our Norm. Which is we have Rhea on today. I was hoping she was gonna bring Norm the puppy.
I was
but we'll-
actually, I spoke to Rhea earlier in the day, and she said, I think I'm going to bring Norm.
Oh,
it was a
she should've
big
done it.
reason I'm here, and then if she just doesn't bring him.
Well, basically, we're gonna have to run this back like next week then, because we're gonna have a Norm crossover event.
Yeah.
But I mean, I email Trent and text Trent every week, and I just say like FNP ? And to the
Dude.
point that I'm like, it's getting awkward.
Ask me whenever you want.
Okay.
I'm always going to be here.
Like,
and it's
no,
like,
I'm gonna ask you, no awkwardness. For me to ask every week, and you can decline, no awkwardness there either.
I'm more than, this is the only social thing I do
I
during
know.
the week now. So
Yeah.
it's like, I look forward to it.
Right.
Even back when we were
what do you
doing it
mean
on the
now? What were the other things?
It's like you were some social butterfly pre-pandemic.
I think I might try to gaslight people about my social life before quarantine. Be like, remember when we used to go out? New York City.
You know what?
The city that never sleeps.
Concrete
we used
jungle,
to
man.
we used to go out. It was
You
awesome.
really could though, because people don't. I think people like don't remember life pre-pandemic.
I think you're
like
right.
it didn't exist even. It's like we were just talking about how many years people have been here, when did they start, and who's been around.
Dude, Rhea was saying she's been here for 4 years.
I know, that's
Crazy.
insane.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Sometimes it feels really short to me, sometimes it feels really long, but the point is like it's all fucked up that I think if you just say something like, yeah man, I worked here for 15 years and I used to go out every night, people would just be like, okay.
I am
okay.
going to do that. Gem Saloon, woo, line them up. And now I'm just, I stay in and I don't talk to anybody and I'm antisocial.
When was the last time you went out? Even like,
We had pub trend for a little bit, right?
A little bit in New York. That's the thing, Gaz, I go out with Gaz and that's the mistake that I make.
Because then you never want to go out again.
Right, because it's so, and it is so much fun though.
Yeah.
And I like going out with him, but he's always tequila shots, everything. And then
is
I'm
he
like,
slowing down at all?
Gaz?
He's got to be. I mean, he's getting up there. Eventually, he's got to slow down, no?
I don't know. I like. Probably
You aren't
most-
slowing
the
down either.
interns talk to Gaz more than I do.
Yeah.
And I live with the guy.
You're not slowing down.
I'm
You're
not
not
slowing
like
down.
partying and shit, but
you said
drinking's
something
not
the other
slowing
day,
down.
what was when you were here and you were laying on the floor because you were so hungover or
Yeah.
something, and you said, I get like one bad hangover a year.
Like 2.
2, okay.
Well,
A year
and
for a
again,
man who drinks heavily 365.
I want to say, like, I'm not one of those people who like, I don't get hangovers, like, it's crazy. When I wake up in the morning, I know I drank last night.
Yes.
It's just not, like, crippling. It's just,
Okay.
like,
Well,
I get,
John
like,
also, I don't think he feels feelings, and he definitely doesn't feel like emotional feelings, and he certainly won't ever speak up about like anything that could be perceived as like a burden or whatever. Like John could be like bleeding out right now, and I'd be like, "You okay, dude?" He's like, "I'm fine." So I bet you're hungover. It's one of those things. It's like, this is like a high thought I have, but it's like, you will never know what I feel, and I'll never know what you feel. Like when I'm hungover and I'm like my head hurts or my stomach hurts, like your hangover might be totally fucking different.
Mine feels like laying on that floor every single time. But maybe I'm dramatic and maybe I like.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He might be feeling that and he just toughs it out.
Right.
a lot of stuff. I'm pretty good at battling through.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
It's not that he doesn't actually hurt.
I don't toot my own for a lot, but I have a remarkably high tolerance for pain.
High tolerance for pain.
Even as he's saying something good about himself, he's grabbing things.
Yeah,
he's
you
fiddling with it,
like
he's-
skeeved yourself out. Like, okay, I gotta touch something else.
I've broken 2 bones in my life, and neither of them did I go to the hospital in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know
and one
what?
was my ankle.
Holy
I
shit.
just kept walking. I was like, my ankle fucking hurts.
This all started with the E. coli too. Like this goes. I could diagnose this guy
Oh, yeah.
psychologically. Like his appendix was about to explode. He was gonna die, and nobody said anything about it. He was toughing it out. So now he just toughs out his hangover.
Do you still have those random back pains? where
Oh,
you-
yeah.
Okay.
They've slowed down though.
They've definitely slowed down.
Yeah, those are my favorite things.
But they
Just
do,
every
they
3
do
months, a
still
video come out, Kevin cackling in the background. And John just, oh no, oh no,
Yeah,
oh no,
yes.
and then he goes down.
And I'll tell you
Like
what,
mid-conversation, he'd just be like, "Yes," and then we went. And
The
he
Kevin
just-
laughing in the background of them is my favorite part.
I've had them since I was in like 5th grade, and I did when I was in 5th grade. I asked the doctor about it, and he was like, "It's probably nothing." So I've just never
you ever
asked the doctor
think-
about it ever again.
Do you ever think you're gonna go to the right doctor and it's gonna be like when they cut open a shark and there's gonna be like they'll pull like a boot out of there, an old tire, an old license plate. It's like this is why. And you're like, oh yeah, we're that happened to me in elementary school. Like
I
they're just
definitely could see something where like there's a whole portion of your stomach
Yes.
that is undigested Sour Patch Kids. That they just like fuse to the
like-
side of it and.
It's like the sun. Every once in a while, it just hits that spot, and that's why you go down every 3 months. Something's going on in there. Something we need to open you up.
I did that the other
One
day.
day, like Junior say all that shit when you finally kill yourself. Don't kill your brain. Don't just like we need to preserve you so we can study you for science.
I was
100%.
sitting down at a bar the other day, and they had like low bar stools. It was like we're outside, smaller tables. So like it was like I was basically like this, and it was like that's it hurts to get up any time, but that was really bad. And I stood up so slow, and I was like, ah! And then my friend was like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?
Right.
Like,
It hurts to move.
It doesn't hurt when you stand up.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?"
Oh yeah, I make inappropriate
that
noises
is
when
just
stand up.
Sounds like WAP.
Yeah.
It's like who was it? Oh, today Tank Sinatra was saying like seeing an old person move or something.
Yeah.
And I just bit my tongue. I was like, that's how I do shit too.
Dude, I mean, nobody will ever think that I'm exactly light on my feet. But
Right.
the other day, what was I doing? I think I was just like late, and I was just like kind of just hustling out of my house, and I was like, oh boy. Like I could even just feel that I was like, this is slow. Like I always have these thoughts. I'm getting weird with my thoughts these days, but I have dreams
I
and
think
thoughts
it's
of
the
like,
3Chi.
it's definitely, shout out to 3Chi. 3Chi will get that brain cooking in all sorts of ways. You know what? Bring down Bob because he's the king of the 3Chi. You say 3Chi 3 times and Bob appears. That's just how it
Yes.
works. Yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna start to play. We're gonna start to play like entrance music. I think for people.
I like it.
Like the glass shatters and Bob comes on down. But I have these thoughts, and maybe you ever have them, Bob, when you're on your 3G. Like if the apocalypse ever hits.
Sure.
If I ever get word that the tsunami's coming, the zombies are coming, the building's on fire. And you'd like to think that adrenaline's kicking in and you'd run fast or climb the building. I mean, I'm done. I'm cooked.
Yeah.
If that happens to me, it won't be like a fight or flight thing. It'll just be a die thing.
I wouldn't be impressed by anyone who, well, I would be, but not strictly impressed by people who survived. I would be impressed simply by people who attempted to survive.
like, all right, I'm gonna do this extraneous activity.
The people they
Like,
find.
Bob
like,
coming
what-
in. Sorry, let me interrupt.
yeah.
Bob coming in like a fucking meathead at the gym who carries around a gallon of water. It's amazing.
You know the people they find in the volcano town where a volcano just happened, and there's the
And they're
people who are
frozen.
sort of running? That will not be us. Ours will just be there.
the guy who was fucking laying there jerking off.
Yes, that would be us. That would be us. There's people who are running away and they get caught. We're holding our dicks. We're just,
One guy with his legs spreading.
With a laptop perfectly preserved on his chest.
up on my coffee table. if like a banana split survives whatever happens, I'm just sitting there.
He's like, I got one more in me. Yo, I'll tell you what I love about Friday Night Pints is I've been telling people, once an episode we get a great moment. Like, if the rest could suck, but there's always one laugh out loud moment. We are at 6:17 and we've got ours. The rest is we're just playing with house money.
The rest
But
is
yeah,
gravy.
I mean, we'll be in the museum, preserved body of. Like, you can see his dick in his hands, and it wasn't impressive. And he's got the laptop up. And
Yes.
did you guys see recently
I think that guy has a bottle next to him too. I think he was like, "Look, we're going one
down,
last
man.
fucking bottle of wine, and I'm gonna pull the shit out of this prick as it rains fire dust on me."
Incredible.
I was watching Titanic the other day, of all things.
We gotta talk later, I think.
I don't know if that's just for the movie. I mean, I know the old phrase play as the ship goes down or whatever.
Yeah.
But that movie characterizes it as the most dramatic shit in the fucking world.
Yeah.
The couple that laid in bed together, the captain who was like saluting as he goes down. I mean,
I think
stop
it's
it.
like that though.
You think so?
I interviewed a fighter once who was in Hawaii when she got the alert on her phone that said like a nuke is incoming, and it was the test that went wrong.
Yeah.
And she said she like got into bed with her dad and they talked about their lives together for 15 minutes, and then it was like, the intern who sent that tweet has been fired. You're all good.
Yo, that's
shit.
like in Mallrats. You see Mallrats?
Oh, of
yeah,
course.
you of
Come
course
on,
seen it.
yeah.
You seen it?
Yes.
Yeah, when you?
No.
Yeah, well, there's a scene where they talk about the plane. They thought the plane was going down, so some dude stood up in the middle of the plane and started jerking off, and then like it evened out, and the pilot was like, "Just a little bit of turbulence, sorry." And he's like, the whole plane started jerking off, right? Like the whole plane followed suit, and then they even out, and they all just nobody talked about it. They just got back in their seats, and like that never happened.
Isn't there a
We're all
scene like
good.
that in Almost Famous?
Yeah.
Is that
Someone confesses to being gay.
Yes, that's
Oh
right. Yeah.
no!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, there's a conspiracy theory, by the way, that the fake like alert, like it actually happened and
Oh,
we're
the
all like in
Hawaii
the
thing?
apocalypse
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing.
I've heard about
You can go
that.
deep
And
into
what?
holes on that one. Something like it actually happened.
happened, we're all dead?
And yeah, something
Like
or no, there's
That's not a
Avengers?
conspiracy theory. That's insanity.
well, yeah, it's one
But
of
when
those.
Iron Man fucking takes the nuke, sends it into space, some shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah, like there's
We got
some
a plane
cool like
on
rabbit
that
holes.
thing.
Wait, I don't
They're
even
more for
remember
fun.
this tweet really. When was
Oh,
that?
it was in Hawaii. They got an alert that said
Yeah.
like when you get the flood alert, but it said like
Nuclear
missiles
missile
incoming.
It was just a tweet though? Or people got sent to people
like
individually?
when you
No,
get
they got the alert on their
Alert,
phone.
Like when you get an Amber Alert.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? What?
So like the whole
I'm vaguely
fucking-
remembering it now.
The whole like
Recently?
state of Hawaii, like
The one video that I remember, there was like a guy golfing, and he was like, "This is how I wanted to go anyway. This is great." Yeah, that was like a video I remember from it.
It was Riggs crying.
That's a big Riggs at Piners if it ever happens in the U.S. Yeah.
that's a colossal fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
however
yeah.
that happened, if there was someone responsible, if it wasn't just like a technological glitch, but I mean, if you
I
were,
feel like to send that, it should be more difficult than it is to send a nuke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah.
send, you need 2 keys to turn a nuke.
You
You
need
need
to send the
3
message.
to send.
Yeah.
Should not be
warning.
able to do it by a touchscreen.
at all.
No way.
I also think here's a hot take for you. Shouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah.
If the nuke's incoming, you're fucked.
Would you rather
I wouldn't
know or
wanna
not?
know.
I don't think I'd rather. I wouldn't want to know.
No, I don't want to know.
If there was let's say it wasn't nuclear and you're fucked, if there was some way if there was enough time, let's say it's like a tsunami warning and it's like, it's coming in a couple hours, you can get out of there. Yeah, I would like that. But if it's like imminent and you're done, just let these people.
Yeah, because also like then I would be pissed to get it because I would be like, well now I gotta decide who I'm gonna call.
No, I gotta decide who I'm gonna jerk off to.
I wanted to like, I don't know, just go in my sleep, go
boom.
anonymously.
Yeah.
But now I gotta sit here and end my life on a panic attack, deciding if I call my mom or my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do?
Ooh, who would be
Then
your
you're just
call?
waiting. Yeah, you're waiting for the nuke to hit.
Or if like, like if I was at work and I wasn't with my kids or something like that, I'd be like, my last moments are gonna think about how I didn't spend it with my kids. Just don't tell me.
Yeah.
Just let me fucking die.
Yeah.
Come on down, Rhea.
Hawaii is the one place where you get a message like that and it's like believable because you're in the middle of nowhere.
it could
Like if
happen.
we got it here, I mean, it obviously would still be serious, but out there you can't really do anything.
Speaking of fits, you know what? Pause right there. Show the camera,
Can they
because
see
this
me?
is, nobody really has any reason to dress up anymore. But Rhea came in, coming in, got the blazer on, the kicks, the new hair.
Yes,
What a
yes.
fucking week it's been for you.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
the new
whoa,
puppy.
that's
That's
low.
super low.
I don't like
That's
that.
exactly how I
That's a
felt.
little low. I'm gonna kick that out of there.
New puppy is the biggest news, of course.
Yes,
How's
of
Norm
course.
doing?
He's fantastic.
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know what my life was before him. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. I know you guys don't care about my dog though, so we're just moving on.
not the case.
Yeah.
The very reason I'm sitting here is because I was
No,
promised
you
an
do.
appearance
You
from
do.
the dog. And
Listen.
there was-
But these two don't.
No,
Even
that's a
though-
different thing.
No,
That's a different thing.
Mischaracterized.
Yeah, very mischaracterized.
Be
That-
careful with what you guys say next because
No,
it's
you know
very.
what?
You guys.
Honestly, we don't have to be, because I thought that too. But
What?
apparently, you don't get canceled for anti-dog stuff anymore.
I think you guys are anti-dog. I watched
Oh.
the clip.
I don't like it being like, I don't like the send me your dog pics.
Yes.
I'm having a tough day. Send me your
when
dog
people
pics.
say
That's different. I follow your dog. I want to follow that. See that dog's pics because I follow Normie.
Hand up, I'll
that's fair.
say when people send me their dog's pictures in response to Norman, I'm like, your dog's just not as cute as Norman.
I know. Okay, your dog is my dog, right?
Your dog's
And-
picture
and-
is not doing
and-
anything to me. I'm
and
not
they
getting any
feel-
sort of butterfly.
Right,
I'm
you feel
getting
the
nothing
opposite.
from
They
this.
think their dog's better than
Yes.
your dog.
Yes.
And we all like our own
True.
dogs.
But let's be
It's-
honest, Norman is superior to a lot of dogs. if you really are just looking at cuteness-wise, he's pretty fucking cute and kind of rare. He's got like a rare coloring for that kind. It
She's
doesn't
in
matter.
so
Yeah,
deep on
rare.
Norman.
He
I
definitely
think
is
it was
cute.
your debut. I don't know if it was the debut video, but it was definitely the first video I saw. Where it was like a slow-mo running.
Yeah.
And I was like, what a
The
way to
ears
come
are
on
flopping.
the scene.
Yeah.
How big does he get?
They said at most 11 pounds.
Oh, he's tiny.
So
What
right
kind of
now
dog is
he's
that?
8 pounds. He's a dachshund, but he's a mini. So
I thought dachshunds were like brown and like hot
Exactly,
dog dogs,
rare.
wiener dogs.
coloring.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
like-
why.
but he
they're
also is like
superior.
fluffy. It feels like. I feel like-
Long-haired dachshund.
Yeah, that is
Beautiful.
some special shit. Yeah.
What was the process of getting him? Like, were you guys wanting a dog before
that on a whim?
quarantine, or was that like,
Is that a
just buy
high
dog
thing? Like you
here?
got stoned and got a dog?
In some sense, yes. But really, for months we were talking about it. Like even before quarantine, I was like, oh, wouldn't it just be so cute if like a little puppy came up and like cuddled with us? And he was like, what about a cat though? And I was like, I fucking hate
He's
cats.
going
I'm
with the
allergic.
cat. He
Always
knows
with the
he's gonna
cat.
have to get a cat
His-
eventually.
His
So.
family has a cat, so I feel like there's like cat people, and I am not a cat. I know.
Who would date a cat person? I don't know.
Listen, that's besides the point. I'm allergic to it. My face like swells up when I'm around this cat at his house in Situate. But then one night we were just like, why don't we do it? Like we said that
No, I don't want it.
we're not sure if we're ready, but like meaning like in terms of being around to take care of it.
Yeah.
But then I was like, does anyone ever feel like they're
No.
really like ready to be with that dog at
I've
all
been
times?
preparing to wake up at 4 a.m. for a dog. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
But then I was just like, what am I even doing with my life? Everything is so repetitive. I wake up, I do the group chat, I sit around, I
Live.
eat.
Keep living
I
every day.
I sit on my couch, you're not allowed to go anywhere. It's just like every day is the same thing. I was like, I'll just be with this dog. Like
is
I'm
a
not
great
even
time.
at the office right now, like whatever. And like waking up at 5:30 in the morning just so he can pee and then he goes back to bed, like that is way better than waking up at 11 a.m., which I used to do sometimes. Like that's
But do you go
not
back to sleep,
acceptable.
or are you like up?
No, well, we do it in shifts. Hank will wake up at like,
Sleep shifts.
yes. We do it, Hank will wake up at the first shift, the 5:30, 6:30, where Norman usually has to go to the bathroom.
Norman's
and
a great
then,
name, by the way.
Yeah.
Every time you say it, it makes me
he
laugh.
goes to the bathroom and then he goes back to sleep and then he wakes up officially around like 8:30, and then I get up officially like for the morning,
yeah.
and Hank is back to sleep,
Well, that's
so
a good
he can sleep
system.
in.
I mean, I remember with Duncan, it was
That is
like
very good
it
system.
was one of those like, you know, you do this with your kid too when they like wake up in the middle of the night. You're just kind of like one eye open, like, is she getting up? Is she gonna do it? Like, and you stay perfectly still.
Yeah.
Both of you are faking sleeping, and it's like whoever's gonna like sneeze first or something. It's like, oh, you're up, you gotta go.
Yep.
But I mean, it is a good time to get it. But if it wasn't normal life, it's a bitch. It's a
Oh
pain
yeah,
in the
no,
ass.
I don't think that we
And when
would
you have
have
to go,
gotten
when
it.
you're out at the bar and you have to go home for the dog
I think
and all
it's
that kind of
more
shit,
like
you're not doing any of that now.
now we're not doing that. So as a puppy, he can spend as much time as possible training and whatnot, and then by the time that happens,
You'll be
maybe
ready to
we'll
go.
be back to
How
normal
awesome.
life.
How
But
awesome.
even knows when is that happening?
Anytime
So like.
soon, yeah.
Not how aggressive training, but how extensive is the training we're going? Are we going any
Nothing.
further than
Potty
six-man pee
training.
outside?
Yeah, like just go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Norman. That's about it. I don't care what you do
I remember
as
with
long as you
Duncan,
go to the bathroom
I did
outside.
like bathroom course, and then I did like sit and lay down. That was
Yeah.
When people are like,
Well,
watch my
see-
dog, he can like do math. I'm like, fuck off. You know, like your dog doesn't want to be doing that. Or I
No.
hate when they put the treat on their nose and they make them stay still.
Torture.
Like that's just torture. It's just fucking stupid.
What about the ones that talk though? That's kind of cute.
the talking dogs?
I love you.
How much street you been smoking, Bob?
I've seen one dog do that in the history of the
No,
internet.
there's viral videos, like one a year. Follow some We Rate Dogs or whatever that I can't even. They'll see 'em.
You know. Fuck, what was the dog thing I saw recently? Oh, the monkey thing. The monkeys flying drones. Did you see that?
No.
Everybody is convinced that monkeys are flying drones.
Where do you see this?
And I'm pretty sure it's just people flying the drone while the monkey holds the controller. Right? I think that sounds a lot more reasonable
that
than
sounds
monkeys
pretty
flying drones.
If
to
some
me,
monkeys
but
are
I
flying
said-
drones, we got a problem.
Well,
we
I
got a
mean,
problem on our hands.
that
Remember
was
the-
the take. It was like a viral tweet.
Remember
It
the
was-
monkey recently that was on the motorcycle and they tried to steal a kid?
That
Yeah,
was
that was
crazy.
real.
That was
Oh,
crazy.
you know what? If monkeys can kidnap children, maybe they can fly drones.
I think you might be
It
right.
had a plan. It
me
ditched
pull
the
this up for
cycle.
you.
It didn't need it anymore.
That
Like,
was-
who's
that was
making
some
the cycles
scary
for
shit.
the monkeys? Who's
I don't
making
know.
the miniature cycles?
I don't know.
Who's filling them with gas?
I don't
Who's sending
follow
the
any of
monkeys
these
out
monkey
here?
account you guys are talking
No,
about.
it's not a monkey.
I don't even watch.
account.
I don't watch viral videos.
What? You
What do you mean?
Does that work at Barstool Sports?
I don't.
Sometimes
I think that's
what do
just
you mean?
someone else is flying it off camera and he's holding the remote.
You gotta get
But
this
it's
on a
always-
viral video.
I'm
Guys.
kidding.
This is an advertisement for Futel.
What?
This is an advertisement for the fucking two brand labels clearly marked.
What is Is
Is that the motorcycle
yeah,
monkey or is
guessing-
that the drone?
I'm
Let me
guessing
see.
it's your own.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that could be.
Nobody
but
even
they-
knows
That's
what
they-
we're
not
watching.
could be.
The
That's
in-
100%. Their legs are perfectly spread open to show Futel drones.
All right, well you gotta see more.
What if the monkeys are
I
the
don't
ones
care if
making
it's
the
an ad.
Futel
I'm just
drones?
saying
though?
that this is
Well,
people
yeah,
on the
it's
internet
an
are
ad,
being
like,
like,
they're
this,
not-
this
Are you
drone
saying
is
monkeys are
kids
doing
flying.
advertising? Is that
I'm
what
saying,
you're
what
saying?
if the monkeys are behind
It's owned
the
by a
ads?
monkey. Futel
It
is a
was like the
chimpanzee company.
fucking
Yeah.
the viral ad that we thought was crazy at first. Probably
Which one?
10 years ago. Shout out Peter Chernin. It was for
Planet of the
Planet of the
Apes.
Apes,
What
and
did
they
they
were
do?
like in the jungle, and it's like soldiers in a jungle, and it looks like they're like hanging out with this monkey, and like kind of like playing with it. And it's very realistic looking, and it just grabs the AK or one of the guns from the soldiers.
killing people.
And it's like, and it's not like accurate shooting them.
Yeah,
it's
but
kind
you
of
still can do it.
and everyone's like, "Holy fucking shit! That monkey just killed everybody!" And it was like,
And it was just an ad.
it was like for like a week, but like, and it didn't like say at the end, like it was kind of in that like
Cloverfield. like
guerrilla
the viral
marketing. Yeah. Like
Grabbing-
before it was like a thing where like it was always snuck in and
Yeah.
everything. It was kind of just like here's this random video on like Live Leak. It was like, oh shit.
Isn't that why there were clowns everywhere a couple years ago?
that was a,
Yeah.
that was
It
a
was
real
like
one.
it marketing.
Yeah, people
Yep.
still talk about it too. Like, remember when our only concern was like clowns trying to kill us? Like that wasn't.
Yeah.
That was so clearly not real from the
Right.
get go.
And they told that one pretty quick.
I
too.
thought it was real.
No, but
I will say.
I think they quickly were like, it's not.
Yeah, I was
But
still, you know, naive.
still-
But the chimps grabbing the guns is.
What do you guys think? I'm sorry, but people keep asking me about Norman, and they're like,
Fuck your dog.
Brought it back.
We're back to my
I
dog.
can't believe
That was
I'm
like-
all for it. I can't believe she
No,
brought it back.
it has to do
Guerrilla
with what
marketing
you're
was that?
saying. It
Okay.
has to do with what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Ads, right?
What?
Ads.
Uh-huh.
You're talking
Yeah,
about ads.
yeah.
People are like, are you going to do ads on Norman's Instagram? And I said no.
Make that money.
No. I just want. Well, I clearly know your stance now, but I wanted to know your thoughts
I'm
on
just
it.
waiting for that dog to rocket past me on Instagram.
I just think
It's gonna happen
It's
soon.
gonna happen.
I think that it's wrong to use my dog for money.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
Like when
You
your
don't
dog's
think
gonna
so?
go to sleep at night, like I'm being
I
exploited.
kind of wanted to be convinced otherwise. So
It's definitively not wrong to use your dog for money.
Like you're gonna
Rhea,
treat him well. You're gonna rub his belly. That's gonna be like
regret
the
not
post.
doing it with the humans that I own. I was like, I should have put these fuckers on magazines and shit. You can do it with a
So
dog.
you don't think it's weird?
No.
Because like I'm like, oh, he doesn't have a
Wait,
Barstool contract.
weird.
Like there's no like, like he can do whatever.
dogs,
I was like, he can do whatever he wants. Like he's not tied down to like his own. You know what I mean? Because like there's a
You don't
whole
want him to sign
process
like
with
a,
the
you don't want
sales
him to
and
sign
like.
like a non-compete.
Yeah, Norman has no
We don't know how he
restrictions.
feels about
might be a
David if
Barstool
you're the
loophole.
president.
Exactly. That's what I
You
looked.
know,
I
like,
was
I'm
like,
not allowed to do side gigs
but
for money, Dave,
Norman.
but Norman over here. That's,
Yeah.
you know.
But I also
It'll
feel like
one
it's
of
a
those
little
like,
wrong.
if you don't want me to do this, say no. Otherwise, I'll take your silence as a yes.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
And
And
then
he has
or-
no-
or-
but then I'm just
train
like,
him like a chimp to just do it himself and then fucking
I'm
phone.
like, he doesn't
Posting his
know.
own.
Like, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of the money on him so that I don't feel bad about it. And like, then what's?
Yeah, that's fair.
But
yeah.
then what
You don't
am I
spend a
buying
lot.
for him?
He's a dog.
About a dog.
Are you? But like, what are you gonna be advertising?
okay.
Like, you advertise treats with Norman, then you just give him all the treats, and he's like, "This is fucking awesome."
He does get free treats. Though.
Rhea,
There you
think
go.
about this. Barstool makes you do this, and you're a real human. Like, yeah, do the swipe up. You gotta do this ad.
Very
Do it
true.
for your pup.
I am making money for
And
them.
you're gonna spend some of it on him.
Put the
you're gonna have
treat
a nice
out.
happy
Allow
life.
Norman to make the choice whether or not he wants to walk up to it in a video.
Maybe buy him like take a little bit of it and buy him like a nice bed every once in a while.
Right. He has
and-
so many. It's like
Are you currently fielding a lot of offers for Norman? You have to be.
people DM him like all
How
the
many
time.
followers are we talking?
He has like 14 point something thousand.
Oh my
But I will say, we were in
that's
the
fast.
park,
Yeah.
and these two women come up to us and they're like, "Does he have an Instagram yet?" And I was like, "Well, of course he does." And I showed the Instagram, and they were like, "Oh, we have like a community Instagram." And whatever, and they gave me the name of it, and I gave him Norman's name, and as they were walking away, they said to each other, "Wow, he's a star," and I was like,
I would say
I
don't
was like,
commit
oh
to
my
those
God.
societies too quickly. 'Cause you're-
Honestly, though,
Yeah.
you're on the fence about it. If I could tell you right now that your dog was gonna be like Tuna, you would sign for that in a fucking heartbeat, right? Tuna Melt or whatever that dog, the one that Casey cried over.
I don't remember.
There's a
Passed
dog that
away.
Casey met.
Marnie the dog was one I was upset about. He had the tongue sticking out of the side, and he was
Oh, yeah,
like,
he-
had like
he
a
died
million
recently,
followers,
right?
and he
R.I.P.
died. R.I.P.
do
to
you
Marnie,
because
Casey
I
likes this
support you
dog, which
making
is
money.
disgusting. I hate that dog.
Ooh.
He's gross.
That's-
You know, like it's like, oh, I love all dogs. No, I don't love this dog. And I'm pretty sure he has like millions of followers. And Casey went with Vibs to do a video to like the Javits Center because he like has a convention. Like people come to meet him. Casey literally cried meeting a dog.
Oh my
What
God.
a
People
fucking
would do that
lunatic.
to
Do
me.
you comment on
See, when you want that, you're telling me that.
I don't know if I want to, he's young right now, like really put him through that. Like,
Do you comment on other dog Instagrams as Norman?
I get
Be
him-
honest.
When I'm high, it is one of my favorite activities
Pretend
to
to be the dog.
pretend to be Norman and like talk to other dog accounts.
That sounds fun.
And
Come on.
also
That
write
sounds great.
captions for him, and I'm like, I know it's weird. I know it's weird. Like when people make accounts for their dogs and they're like, "Oh, mommy this, mommy that."
Yeah.
It totally goes away when I'm high. I'm like, this is so fun. Like I'm interacting with other accounts as if we're both dogs, and they're talking about their owners
What we
while
used
it's
to do as
them.
lesbians in chat.
I was
rooms.
getting
Such a wholesome version.
I was getting ready to shit on that, but that actually sounds kind of
No,
fun.
it's a great pastime.
And so
Yeah.
think about this. If you're already speaking for Norman, you don't know his sense of humor. You don't know what he would be commenting.
Great point.
You might as well be making money too.
Good point.
I'll
Are
tell
you
you
gonna,
what.
are you gonna get him a TikTok? Because you only got like 40 days left.
Oh,
What are you gonna
No.
do, Rhea?
I'm gonna be. This is what the problem is. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, TikTok's shutting down. What are you gonna do?" I did not come from TikTok. My
No,
first,
but
you know
you
what I mean?
like it.
I
You
like
do
it,
it.
and I
I
do
don't think
it,
it's
and I
shutting
would be
down, though.
really.
Well, if an American company doesn't buy it in 40 days, it's
Yeah.
put for America.
Oh, that's
I
well,
would
this is also
be-
happening so Microsoft can buy it. So
Yeah.
Microsoft can
Yeah,
buy it.
somebody's gonna buy
And
it.
more importantly, IG Reels is here, and that's
Yeah.
just gonna stomp out TikTok, I think.
I would be upset because I find it very enjoyable just for my own pastime. Like I'm scrolling on that app, it cracks me up. Like I think that people, if you don't spend a lot of time on it, you don't know that there are so many layers to it and so many funny videos, and it just caters to you. So like, if Bob went on, it would be wrestling videos. You know what I mean? Like it starts to know what you like. So in that terms of that way, like I would be like upset that I don't have a source of entertainment.
Right.
But in terms of content, like I do
do
everything
that.
elsewhere. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
I was up until a few months ago, I never did TikTok. So in
Right.
that way, I'm fine with it. entertainment-wise, I would be upset.
It is kind of a wild move. If there is any sort of banning or stopping, it's like.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that
Yeah.
somebody's gonna buy it. I mean, people see how huge it is. They're like the biggest, most followed people on social media now. They're hanging
Yeah.
out with the Kardashians. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane.
I do think that it's a little suspect.
What's that?
This all
They're
happened
grooming
right
Addison Rae to be the next Kardashian family?
Yeah, because she's always with them. She hangs out with
Yeah.
Kourtney.
This is insane. She's like 40-something, isn't she?
But think
Her
about
mom
this.
and Courtney are the same age.
Yes, but think about
that's
this.
weird.
And I'm not saying it. From the outside looking in, it is weird, right? She's 19, she's
certainly.
40.
You drinking? We want.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Did I see about
What?
that?
I also just feel like,
don't
I
know.
guess they don't work together because I just feel like when you're here, the age is like
Thank
kind of
you.
like goes up in the air. And like when me and Bob came in and we were 19 years old, we
Yeah.
would talk to everyone who was in
Yeah.
their 30s and it was very normal and like
Yeah,
we were
but that's
friendly.
like
Courtney and
it was
but-
working,
but-
but like they're like hanging out.
They're like going on walks on the beach together.
But it's
There-
all on
we
camera.
will
We see
never
all this,
know.
so-
We will never know what those people's lives are like. The rich and the
You're right.
famous.
True.
They
Right.
could have some crazy shit they're talking about that we have no idea.
Well, they're
I'm
all in sex
convinced.
cults and weird shit.
I'm
You know, we know
convinced
that.
celebrities are on a different type of drug that hasn't even been introduced to us yet. They have
You
one.
know what I think?
Like
when
the
they say that
Limitless?
Quaaludes are gone, I don't think they're gone.
The
I think they just
celebrities
kept
have
for the
them.
rich people.
I think there's rich and famous people that are all on some shit that we don't even know exists.
I think they probably have their own like TV channels that we don't have, their own drugs,
Yeah,
their own
think-
food,
think
their own
about it.
ways
Think-
of traveling, right? It's just a different planet.
It's not even tangible.
Imagine like, okay, here's the next question: how rich do you think you need to be to get on to
Yeah,
get
how
to
big
that?
is the club?
Right. Like if you like those TikTok like.
See, I think-
I would
TikTok
say the
stars be
closest
willing?
person is Dave, but he's not there
See,
yet.
I think it's like
You got
elites.
more. You got
I
to
think
be
you
like
gotta
Kardashian
be-
level. Like
yeah, maybe even like longer. Like you got to be like old school Hollywood.
I would
like
think, yeah, you
Clooney
gotta
or
be
Leonardo
something.
Yeah.
DiCaprio.
Huh?
You gotta be a gazelle.
Yeah, right. Like so, who started that?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt said that
right.
he feels like a gazelle and that like he's always like the predators trying to get him and that he and a couple like very few. I think he's
No, they
five guys,
asked
something?
him how many other gazelles are there? Because he's like you're just always out in the plains, kind of left open, and everyone's watching you. And like how many other gazelles are there? And he's like, it feels good to see another one. There aren't many though. Like Leo,
George. I think you said.
and
right?
he goes, and I don't know.
So we're
Yeah.
talking single digits.
Right.
They're talking Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
They have
I was
I
thinking
think he
100
said
whole
there
other
might be
system
five,
that
but
we
he
do
could only
not
name
know.
Leo.
Right.
I think it was
I
something
mean,
like that.
I would say you got Brad, Leo. I think George Clooney would be in there.
Matthew McConaughey.
I think we debated McConaughey because it was like he's got the like persona, but really up until like recently was he like that
He wasn't really respected.
successful? Yeah, like
Like,
until
he
he did
was the- he was
the
the
detective
top
and
guy.
Dallas Buyers
Yeah.
Club. Yeah.
He,
But
like,
do you have to have like do like Tom and Giselle get it?
I feel like it's a club
I would
where
guess
it's
Tom
like
and Giselle
there's a
get it.
certain amount of people
Yeah, she
and
was one of the
you're
biggest
kicked out
supermodels.
if you're not like
You got to keep up.
yeah, you got to keep up.
Yeah, I bet you got to get referrals too. It's like fucking Raya. You know, like you got to get co-signed by a few people before you can even get into the literal and metaphorical club. That's the goal. I don't even know if that's the goal. It sounds like Brad Pitt was miserable.
Yeah,
It
he was
really
hanging
is a
out by a
motherfucker,
pool,
that.
not at his house. He was hanging out by a pool and like for this whole interview, in like a field, where like they agreed to meet. 'Cause it was like neutral territory. He didn't want anyone at his house.
How
Like,
weird is
This
that?
is like a pool
How
he
about my-
built in the woods so he could do interviews there, and he smoked weed with a towel over his head the whole time.
It's like when MJ
and that's like
wanted
one
to
of the
go to
few
the-
interviews he's done in like 10 years.
When was this?
Like very recently, he's on the cover of GQ a few months ago.
Shit. That's really interesting.
Like when
I
MJ
think
used
I was
that
for Ad
neighbor's
Astra,
house to
never Ad
film
Astra.
The Last
Okay.
Dance, like he was just next door, but it was like you can't go to my house, but we're just like down the block.
Yeah.
Like weird shit like that. Kanye's never allowed in his house. I don't think I'd ever want to be. And then like Britney, it's like that weird level of fame where it's like I'd give up millions before I lived like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Let's bring in. We were talking about TikTok. Let's bring in Devin. Devin, I think was running. Come on. She was doing unnecessary roughness TikTok. So I feel like all the new gang. Jump
Oh.
aside, pick a side.
Whatever side?
Yeah.
I'll go this way.
All right.
Musical chairs.
Devin, very indecisive. That's the first,
What are you drinking?
note.
We got High Noon, we got
Uh-oh.
Twisted Teas, we
Oh,
got
sorry.
Miller Lite, we
Can
got
I get the
Transfusion. Yep, for sure. You were doing TikTok for what? Unnecessary roughness and Casey?
Yes, so I'm starting that. Actually, I have a bone to pick. I'll just say it, I guess.
Oh wow, coming in
live
hot with the gas, huh?
with Jack Mack because I texted him
Well,
about
that's
it.
okay, Tim. We
Jack
can do
Mack.
that. We
You
can
can
jump
shit on
that.
Jack Mack if you want to.
I texted Jack Mack today and he didn't answer. And I thought we had our beef squashed.
What are you beefing over?
What did you text?
Well,
Like,
I
is it
texted
work
him.
stuff or like fun stuff?
No, it was work stuff. I was like, hey, I have a
Fun stuff.
username, like I have an @name in mind. Can we get it going? Because I need an email for it. So, and he didn't answer.
I didn't reply to that. That's a fair bone. That's a fair bone.
Yeah, you can pick on that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's also
Yeah, you can
Jack
cheat.
Mac. Come on. Wait, which Jack Mac? It's 2 Jack Macs, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
we talking
no,
college
come on,
football
we're
Jack
talking
Mac?
college.
Yeah.
Other Jack Mac is Tanner.
What? Tanner?
His name's Tanner?
Since when?
We all call him Tanner.
Why
It's
is
a stool
that?
team 6 thing.
We all
They
call him
pick
Tanner.
on him because he's like. They're
We're
like
just like you.
Tanner?
We're like your
I
name
guess.
can't be Jack Mac because the other Jack Mac we don't want your name to be Jack Mac, so you're Tanner.
You just call him Tanner?
Yeah, we call him Tanner.
That's a
Because
shitty
he
name
looks
to
like
give him.
a white boy.
Well,
Tanner.
we wanted to have a name that we can pick on and like sounds like one would be in the
So
hype
Stool Team
house.
6
So we
really
were
is a
like,
bunch of bullies, huh?
For
yeah.
sure.
Well,
I stay away from that room.
if,
Are you picking on Bob Fox?
well, now I'm gonna like
fuck
break
you
down
guys
the
up.
wall and say that we're like making fun of the hype house. Not
Right,
making
right,
fun
right.
of it, but it's like a parody because
Yeah.
I respect the hype house. Trust me.
Let me in.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'm like knocking down the door. It's just like a parody of it. So Tanner is like a perfect name. We felt like so then
Yeah.
we just started calling Jack Mac Tanner.
This company really has gotten big. I don't know what the hell. Sometimes I just don't know what the
At
hell's
this
going
point,
on.
too, there's so many names. It's like there's 2 Donnies, neither of them are Donnie. There's
Yep.
Jack Mac. There's 2 Jack
True.
Macs, but we call one Tanner. Like, everyone's got
And
initials.
then what's Youngstown Bob? What's Youngstown Bob's name?
Justin? I think.
Oh my
We- we-
god!
that was insane.
I hate that.
Wayne Jetski is Kevin.
Oh,
Yes. We got several Kevins now. Come on.
and
bring on
also
the
his
Kevin.
other name was
We
like
got,
Raph.
there's this Kevin. I'm Kevin, obviously. Jetski,
Jetski.
Kevin Bonner. And
Yeah.
like when Danielle is talking about Kevin, I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
How can you say Jetski?
Or
Within
Raph,
these
and
walls,
I'm like-
Yeah.
people have to go by their nicknames.
Yeah.
They just have to.
You just have to.
I never, when you first introduced yourself, I didn't know what you said.
Rhea?
Yeah, I was just like, well, that's not a name I've ever heard. What's that? I definitely was just like, okay, don't know what that is. Like,
That's
I'm gonna go
fair.
ask someone else what
Have
that
you
means.
never met another Rhea, probably.
No, don't you know? Isn't that one of your friends, Rhea, or something like that?
No, no,
There's,
no.
there's like another Rhea I thought that was like somehow connected
No,
to. Did I
there's
make
2
that up?
friends, right?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I thought
Yeah,
there
your
was a
best
Rhea.
friend's
though.
name friend.
Oh yeah, there's 2. My yeah.
Right, that's what
I'm
it
like
is.
2 friends.
you looked
Yes.
at her like 2
My
friends.
no, I couldn't think about it. I thought you meant like 2 friends here. My cousin, who's like my 4th cousin. She's not barely my cousin, so but she is related somehow, like 4th cousin.
Yeah.
But also my best friend.
friend, yeah,
Like
yeah.
literally, we have talked every day for the past 10 years. No joke.
Oh,
like I
sounds
don't.
awful.
No. You think it sounds awful,
drinking.
but like if you have that best friend connection, it's amazing.
If I had it.
And she lives in.
Yeah, no, well, I guess I don't have a best friend.
She
connection,
lives in
so you're right.
Florida, so she doesn't know any of the same people I do,
Right.
and I don't know her people. So we tell each other anything and everything because it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter,
And
right.
So it's like
Yeah.
the best thing ever. But their names are so similar. Their last names are both M's and like almost pronounced the same way. She's Fran Molina, and then Fran is
that's
Fran
crazy. Oh, that's
Mariano,
gonna be a light one,
but it's like
sorry.
almost spelt, similar letters.
Yep.
And they also look alike, and it's just
That's
very,
wild.
it's
That is
it's very
wild.
weird.
Yeah, you can't be Kevin.
No, I'm not.
What's your
actually.
last name? Or
So
what's your
I go
nickname? What do you go by?
McDougal, so I go by like Dukes,
Mac.
McDukes.
Oh,
Max.
Dukes, sure.
You know,
Oh,
Duke.
Dukes.
Yeah. My friends,
Yeah.
on the first day of radio, I was like, you can call me Mick anything, like, because they use Mick and then like
Anything. I
So,
might actually call you McKenzie.
Yes, you call me
Yeah,
Josh,
yeah,
actually.
that's
but
your new name.
on the first day, they gave me the nickname
over there.
Carl.
Yeah.
Kickflip Carl, because I look like a Disney Channel
Carl.
movie character.
Okay.
So they said I look like I surf and skate, so they're like Carl.
You
And I
do
was
look like
You
you're from
do
Brink.
look
Yeah,
like
that's
you're in a
exactly what they
90s
said, yeah.
Disney
I
Channel
had no
movie.
idea what that movie was. How
Yeah,
to look
that-
that
I
up.
mean,
First
Also,
what year were you?
also, Kev, you seem like a nice kid. We're not comparing Kev to Eric
Right.
Von
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
I saw the
point.
set of hair on that guy. I
Yeah,
can't
Eric Von
he-
Detten is.
Not even in the same league.
What,
I mean,
what
I grew up
year were
wanting to
you
be-
born?
98, and Brink was 98.
98. Jesus Christ. Born in 1998.
Bob, when
What
were
was
you
his
born?
name on the
99?
I'm born in 97. I thought I was young.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Okay.
craziest
I
of
knew
all.
I was looking
She's
at
the
this.
same
Bob's
age as these
98.
girls.
This is
I feel like
nuts.
that's
You
weird.
guys are basically all the same age and you've been here for 5 years.
Yeah, it's been 4 years. Isn't it crazy? I just realized that before. I was sitting there. I was like, I've been working here for 4 years. Like, what? It feels like I
But,
just met
the
you.
fact
Like,
that
I
you're
don't.
almost
I
the
was
same age as
saying-
the new crop of interns is insane.
Feidelberg, there was a time, it was like my 3rd day working in the office, and Jerry Ferrara came in. I know I was really
Yeah.
excited about that. But then I was sitting at the desk behind you, and it was across from Hank. And Hank had like dropped weed on the floor. And you looked at me and you were like, did you bring weed here? And I was like, no. And I really didn't at that time. I was like,
Day 2 I
yeah.
did, but
No, I was like, no. And you were like, it's okay if you did, but like it really smells. And I was like, I swear it's not me. And then like honestly, years later, Hank was like, "That was me." It's just like, so long
I
ago.
was laying down the law.
I was gonna say the last person who cared at all.
I don't even know
You're
why I
probably
would
just
ask
curious.
that. Just
You're
because,
probably
yeah,
just
yeah,
curious.
just-
Is that what
because,
happened?
like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want it. I'm just
Yeah.
curious why it smell like weed.
Let's get Alyssa and Zach. Yes, got it. Nailed it. These are the interns. There's a couple more of you guys though, right?
Yeah,
Just
there's two more.
Not here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys
This
aren't
is
coming back
basically-
anymore after this week, right? How does it work?
We're split
What are you
now,
drinking?
Monday,
Hi,
Tuesday,
honey.
and then
Do you have
so
pineapple?
like
Yep.
bets and you guys are all pretty much
Yeah,
bets.
we're all bets guys,
What are
basically.
you
Monday,
drinking?
Monday,
Tuesday,
Tuesdays.
and then me, Alyssa, and Derek are Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay. Friday's off. That's nice.
Yeah,
Are
Fridays.
you guys disappointed that the office isn't open like
Yeah.
regularly?
You didn't really get the full
I'm
experience at
so
all.
sentimental. I've been saying this to them since day one. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna miss when we're all together. And they're like, we just met you today.
Well, I feel like it's probably like a little bit like summer campish for you guys, where
feels
it's like you're like friendly all of a
When
sudden.
do you go back to school though? Like, well, I'm confused.
Yeah,
We're
still in
both going
school.
back to school.
But you actually go back?
Yeah.
Well, they said our classes are like hybrid classes, like half in class, half out of class. But I think that's their way of like getting
Getting us
tuition,
there.
and then they're gonna be like, you're not.
Oh, that's some
Right.
bullshit.
But then you'd live at dorms.
No,
we live off campus.
yeah.
Sorry, you're getting
Actually,
a little bit of a
Penn
weird
State-
one.
You guys go to the same school?
Oh no, we
no,
don't.
Oh.
we're completely different.
I was
yeah.
saying, you're like, check
I was like, I'm getting confused.
We're just on the
Same
same
situation.
page. Yeah, she's Bama, I'm Penn State. Penn State also just came
We
out
are.
with. Yeah, Penn
Fucking
State.
weirdos.
We also, Penn State just came out with, I guess you could call it a contract that we have to sign that basically says that Penn State is not liable if
you die.
You die.
I mean,
So, and like
I
that's
feel like
the
it
truth.
kind of
worst thing
100%
they've
would be,
done.
but
you probably should obviously sign that when you go to college. Period. Forget about
Yeah.
the pandemic. So wait, so you said half. What'd you say?
Like
You're not
half
going back
in
to
class,
Yeah.
half out of class.
But full tuition.
Yeah, full tuition.
What
I
a
think they
racket.
actually increased it a little bit.
Ah, of course they did.
So wait, do you guys go to school around here? So like, how long? Like your schedule that's starting now, where it's like in every other day or whatever it is, that lasts through when?
Just next week, and then I go back on Friday night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys really didn't get here at all. I thought you guys were
Yeah.
kind of just starting. I thought this was like the
I
first
go-
opening week.
I go back the 21st, but Penn State's not that far from here, so I might just like come back on Wednesdays and Thursdays because I don't have in-person class.
Penn
And
State's not that far from here.
It's like 3.5
Oh, really?
hours.
I thought it was like
That's
6.
not, no,
Okay.
it's not that. So I looked it up because I was like, might as well come back. It's not like I can do much there.
Oh, also, I mean, I'm sure you guys know this by now, but like, yeah, you could probably just start coming and never leave. You know, like, if you have a key card,
Basically how
you
me and
can
Robbie
get in the
got a
building.
job.
Yeah.
Drop out,
I mean-
drop
I
out,
mean-
drop out. We
Fuck
all drop out.
college!
I remember having, I don't know if
Yeah,
I spoke
all
to you
four here.
or Bob.
Did you drop out?
I dropped out.
Congratulations.
Well,
Yeah.
they dropped out. You dropped out after a semester. You dropped out after 6 years.
Yeah, and you have one
I
year
had 6
left,
years.
I
I
would
went to
say
Seventh
finish
college.
it.
I dropped
But
out
if
of
you're
that.
halfway
But it
through,
was
it's like
only
we were
3.5 years.
not even
Oh,
halfway
alright.
through. We were 1 year in and we were like, we're out.
I remember, I don't know if it was you or Glenn, but I remember being like, had my fucking dad hat on. I was like, I just really think you should go to school and like kind of maybe
It
get
was
your
Glenn.
degree because who knows if it's gonna work
Yeah.
or not. And I was like, boy, that was stupid. Cool takes exposed on that
stupid,
one.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
remember telling my mom, she was like,
she
can you
received
still
it?
do like online classes? I was like, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, I'll do them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
they're-
doing those.
That's why I always get so confused with those like the athletes too, and I guess some of them come from like different backgrounds where they're like would be the first kid to graduate
Yeah,
college or
and they go
whatever. but,
back
like,
and shit.
remember like Ty Warren, like
Yeah.
like coming being late for training camps or taking the summers to go back to college at Georgia. I forget exactly where, but I'm like, dude, you're a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
You get this off,
Bro,
if you
Vince
finish college.
Carter
It's
went
like,
back
You
to
got your
Chapel
dream
Hill.
job. You got what you happen to. Who cares?
Vince Carter went back to Chapel Hill in the middle of the playoffs. He like went to walk the graduation like the day of a playoff game.
Really?
Which I mean, if that happened, yeah, exactly. If that happened nowadays, like forget. I mean,
my
could you
God,
imagine if they
yeah.
lost that game or he didn't play well? It would have been the takes would have been scorching.
Dude,
But-
when I was at FSU, Myron Roll got shit for accepting his Rhodes scholarship instead of, and like he ended up, what ended up happening is like a booster flew him out in a private jet. Like,
Yeah,
the game's
I'm
at
sure they
Maryland,
did.
I believe, and I forget where the acceptance ceremony is, and it was like, Maryland's not a particularly big game.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go
be awarded the Rhodes Scholarship, so I
very,
could go to fucking
great
med
achievement,
school.
yeah.
Now he's like on the front lines of COVID, and everyone like FSU was like, "Fucking Myron Rhodes, didn't want to be here." Like, kidding me, man? You get the Rhodes Scholarship as also being like an all-pro safety. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So are you guys all dropping out or what?
Yeah. We brought you on to who said he was going to drop out.
We're all gonna call your school.
Do it right now.
We've actually got him on hold.
If you don't drop out, you're a pussy. Let's go.
We were talking about this when I got the interview in December. I went into it and I was like, "Mom, I just want you to know if they ask me to start in January, I'm dropping out." She's like, "You're 3.5 years into this. You got 1 semester left."
That's a different story. That's a 1 year or a half semester. Finish it.
But I was ready to go.
You
If
had
Barstool
12?
ever called my name, I was ready.
That's
How-
fucking. I
where
think
are
I
you
think
at?
I was like 18 or like 20 maybe, but it's the same type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like, I also just graduated like you did, and I absolutely would have, like...
I mean, I guess
had
at that point
come,
you
but-
can finish it whenever.
Well, yeah, that's why, I mean, I think it's funny that, like, when Dave was looking for a guy, and it was, like, Avery was saying, like, oh, I'd have to think about it. I was like,
that
well,
was
if
bad.
I
That
had
was
to,
bad.
like, I mean, that's especially one job that I feel like you just...
I could really rationalize it anyway. If you're 1 semester away, well, that's only a couple. You can do it whenever. If you just started, well, you don't even have any.
Right.
You know.
Right.
If you're in the middle, then you're stuck in no man's land. Just quit. Just
Yeah.
really.
You
don't.
can look. Take it from me. If you're looking for a reason to quit something, you can.
Yeah. Learn a lesson, kids. Just quit shit you don't want to do.
My
When in
mom's
doubt,
about to
drop
text
out.
me. Go ahead, you can say it. I was gonna say my mom's about to text me and be like, "Listen, Taria, she said 1 more year is dead." I want to drop out,
Same
and my
thing.
mom knows this. Both my parents know that I want to drop out, but they're like, 1 more year. She's like, "Please just finish online."
See, great parents, because I swear to God, if my kids ever have a way to make money and they're like, I'm dropping out, I'm like, let's go.
That's how my parents were.
Tuition
They
money
were
in my
like,
pocket.
okay, cool. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right,
As long
sweet.
as you got
It
something,
really
you
wasn't
know,
a
good to do.
conversation, but I also had like 2.5 or more years left
Yeah,
to
it
do it.
wasn't
And I
just
had
like-
dropped out prior at some point, so
Right.
it was, they were like, this college thing just like isn't working
But
out for
honestly,
you,
that,
clearly.
I think more than ever now, people realize that college is a fucking racket.
Depending on where, like here, it doesn't matter, but there's so many places still that like really look at like where you graduated and what your degree is, and I think it's so stupid.
It
like
really is.
when I saw Erica post the other day that video talking about it, I was like, I wish like every CEO would watch this video and be like, true.
But I
like,
think it's getting, I mean, it'll probably take a long time for people to just like not care about a college degree. But I
Right.
do think it's moving that direction.
I remember when Dave like first offered, like we were under the table for, I was under the table for so long, and when Dave offered me like my first contract kind of deal,
Yeah.
I was like, I have to come clean about something. I didn't graduate college.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I remember there was when we did, it was like the first 3 or 2 months that me and Glennie were working there. And we did that marathon thing. Remember, we all ran on the treadmill,
Oh
and
my
it was like
God,
we all
that
had
was
to
our
run a
worst piece of
mile.
content ever.
I have no idea why we did that, but I remember Dave asked somebody to ask me and Glennie to miss school that day. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I guess I just.
can't believe that it was even like that. Like,
Yeah.
Remember
you skipped
Asa
school.
came to do it? Like, it was a full company thing.
I
We
think-
had Asa Kira running
a
a
fucking
mile.
model, yeah, a mile on the treadmill. I think I ran the first mile, and I was like, this is absolutely my least favorite piece of content ever.
Yeah.
It ended up being- I think
Steve
someone.
J threw up. I think Steve J didn't.
Oh yeah, Smitty fell, of course, because
Yeah.
Smitty always falls.
Yeah.
I think somebody did puke. I think
Yeah.
Steve J tried to run like as fast as he
Like
humanly
4
could.
miles. He was
Yeah,
like a
4 minutes,
phantom.
whatever,
I
yeah.
believe that's how I did it. I went like,
Balls to the wall.
I'm just like, let's get
I think I
this
put
done.
myself
lifted
on a
myself up
15-minute
on the
pace.
thing and just
Remember
left my feet.
pumping.
Yeah, Smitty was running in like or like Tex was running in like cowboy boots or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a fucking nightmare.
Stupid.
Let's do some ATI. With that, anybody need a drink? Everybody good? Good. Rhea, you want another one?
I'll take another one.
Pineapple? Yeah?
Yeah, pineapple.
You guys
I'll
are good?
take a high noon.
Sure.
Yeah.
High noons. Oh, we might not actually have.
There's grapefruit.
Duke's going
in there.
hard right now on this transfusion.
Delicious. Get them at Owen's Mixers.
Owen's Mixers at the store, the Barstool store. You can get them at your liquor store.
We're gonna do one thing before we play ATI. I'm gonna criticize Kevin's drink making.
Drink
He's using a
Do it.
vase.
No, I had no. Mine's just melted. I have an
Oh,
old
well,
one
I
of
mean,
mine.
the first one I got of this was also like 80% liquor, which
Don't
was
be a
really
pussy.
good.
That's a great
I mean, listen, hold on. Am I not drinking it? Like, don't, like, listen, I'm drinking it.
You gotta fill the whole
I
glass
love
with
We
ice.
don't have a lot of ice, John. I don't have a fucking
We
bowl
got.
back
I'll
here.
get you more. I'll get you.
Go get me the ice.
I'll bar back for you.
So last summer,
I can't believe that ice stuff.
last summer I was
That's
blogging
sad.
and
It's just
podcasting
sad.
for free. So I was bartending, and I remember people used to complain like this drink is too strong, and I was like, what's
That's
the
the best
point
part.
of being at a
when-
bar? Yeah. I mean, I'd serve them heavy because they're $11 drinks. I'm like,
Yeah.
let me double
Old or
it
young?
up.
Like what kind of people complain?
21.
Oh, that's
Oh,
years old.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, when I used to work, I was like a bartender / deckhand on like a bay cruise sailboat.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, I do little things on the boat and then also bartend. Thank you. And all the time, the drinks were served in these fucking tiny little cups so we could rob money from everybody. And I would pour it like all the way with liquor and then splash on top. And it was always like
that my
moms
ice?
and stuff. They're like, "This is way too strong." Like, what are you talking about? I was like 18. Like, that's not a thing. What do you mean
Yeah, I
too
was like-
strong?
I was like,
Get as much as you can.
Right? Yeah. Like, don't you want to get fucking blackout?
Don't you want to be puking when this is all over?
Like,
12
we're
hours
leaving an
from
hour and a
now?
half drinking drunk, lady.
John,
It took me a
Here,
long
enough fucking
time.
ice for you. There you go. Drink up.
18-year-old John yelling at moms about liquor is so funny.
We used to go out to the bars. We would go to bars when we were like way too young, like 15 years old. And the girls we used to hang out with would go up to the bartender after the drinks were made and be like, "This isn't strong enough." And they were like, "You're 15. Like, you're not supposed to be here at all. Stop complaining and just go drink the shitty drink." But they would bring nips and pour it in themselves.
Dude, we used to
Yeah,
go
that's
to
too
a
young.
place
I
called
think I
Bar
still
One.
do that.
Yeah. I mean, that is a.
That's an old hockey trick.
That's just an old drinking trick, brother.
Yeah.
What? Bring your own nip?
Yeah, bring
no,
your own
that's scumbag stuff.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that.
No, it's total trash.
No,
Don't get me
no,
wrong.
no.
That's where you draw the line.
I do scumbag stuff in like restaurants. I'm the most polite person in the world
Yeah.
when I'm in public.
John gets mad about like if the placemat is not set up correctly, right? Like the fork should be here and the knife should be here and
don't
the
get
spoon
mad.
should be here.
What?
He
Don't you
knows
get
it,
mad at
and
other
he'll
people's
comment.
manners sometimes, though? You're just
Huh?
like, why are you acting like that? Like when you're out to dinner with somebody or like a group of people and somebody does something a little off, you're just like, why are you doing that? You're out to
I
eat.
hate
Like,
when they
you're just-
don't put the napkin on their lap.
Yeah,
And
just
it sits
like
there until
little
their food
things
comes
like
out.
Bad
Right?
manners. Bad
Nothing you
manners.
with the lip
I was gonna say I don't always put the napkin on. Now I didn't know it piss some people off.
We went out for dinner last night.
You didn't do
and
it.
I noticed
She was
didn't
judging.
put the napkin on her lap, and that's the first thing
No,
I
but
did.
I did when the food got there.
Yeah, when the food
But
got there.
not before.
Yeah.
I get mad when people like don't
Why
put
does
their
it have
fork
to
and
be
knife in the right place like when they're done.
Yeah, right.
When
Put it
they're-
like on the plate or whatever. That's
Well, wait, when they're done,
When they're done, yeah.
like
It's
done
just
with a
like-
meal, you're mad that they
put
don't
it-
put it back in the right position.
You put it like I don't know, like.
Oh, you put the knife.
5 o'clock?
Isn't it the knife on
fork
top
knife
or
and
something?
like it kind of
5 o'clock. This motherfucker
I didn't know if it's like on the plate, like it's on
Yeah,
there.
get it on the plate.
4:30, so
it's gotta be
food sound would be
angled.
great.
It's gotta be
Angle.
angled.
I mean,
Yeah,
Depending on what time of the day it is,
I'm
is
done
the
with
way
the
he
meal,
likes
to
it
the waiter.
angled.
I feel like when I'm done,
Beginning of this broadcast,
That's OCD.
It's not OCD. It's not my rule. I didn't make it up. It's just
I
when
feel
I
like
was.
trash right now.
I think-
Apparently, like, I'm not following.
What
the
about
minute
if
you
you
walk
were
around with a broken ankle and you're just like, but if you could just, while you're on the floor, just flip your knife around.
I one time got called out for wearing a napkin up here.
Oh, that's
It
ridiculous.
was-
That is
I went
if you
home.
put the napkin in as a bib, you are a
I
fucking
was
idiot.
I was 16 years old,
Do
and
you
I went home and
like,
told my
does the
mother.
food have to
She was
be like-
horrified.
Did you think like you were? Did you think you were being classy?
I thought I killed it. I was like,
Did you do it like on a date?
oh, my first date ever.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was
Your
like
mom
part of the
dropped
Finer
you?
Things Club. I thought it looked awesome.
You look like you were in the
I
honeymoon.
went to
You look
16.
like an
I
idiot.
don't think I went to
Yeah.
that.
My
It
first, like,
definitely
official
symbolizes
date,
like I'm like
Right?
the mob
I don't
boss.
even.
Yeah.
I haven't been boyfriend for 3 years. I
That was
don't
the
even know
first
if I've
breakup.
ever been on like a real date before
Have
that.
you been on another date since?
Was there a second date with that
Damn.
I was serious. That wasn't supposed to be mean.
That was, I mean,
Because
How
we
old
were
are
saying
you?
no, we were saying that we don't go. Like,
Yeah, like
we
I've
don't
been
go
on
out
my
dates.
first date like 5 months ago. Like
Oh,
no
yeah.
guys ever like really take me out on a date.
I've never been on a date my whole life.
I think it's kind of.
Date. Like I go to dinner,
I-
but like
I-
it's only been hangs, so I didn't go on dates before that. Like
I've been to dinner with a girl,
That's a
no
date.
doubt. But that's not like I've never been on like a date where I'm nervous and stuff like that, and like oh like Nice to
No,
meet
that-
you.
yeah.
Well, like,
Yeah.
no,
This was
I
high
think
school.
The only
Who gets nervous around girls?
like everyone
Welcome. That's all.
Everyone I've ever been out with,
God,
like
my
I was
ass
already
cheeks
You
like
knew them.
and started to actually date. Like
Well,
I
there's
was
a
already
difference
friends
between like
with.
we're not saying like a blind date, but if you the
Like a
first
Tinder
time,
date, like somebody you've been on Tinder, like I've never been like to date on something
right?
like that.
But I mean like I think the first time that you like go do something alone with that girl is a date.
What if it's
It's
just
a
what if
date,
it's
but
the
not like
movies?
we
Is
already
the
know each other,
movies
so
a
it's
date?
not- there's no nerves
Yes.
anymore.
Yes.
I think the
I hate
movies is like the
it.
most dating thing in the
If
world.
you go to the movies on your
Oh,
first
wait,
date,
that's a lie. I've been on
that
one-
is
I'm
not
so
saying it's a
lame,
good
because
date
you
or a bad
don't
date,
know
I'm
like what their
saying,
personality
like,
is.
during
You're
a
like,
movie-
oh wow, we just both watched this
That's why
movie
people do it, I
and
think. I think
Yeah,
that's why
no,
Tinder-
100%.
yeah.
I was just about to
That's
say
lame,
it's
that's lame.
100% because you just like don't have to talk.
Right.
Like you just sit there and it's
So
like.
then what's the point?
And then
of going?
after-
Well,
afterwards,
because you
you-
like you
And then you have something to talk about afterwards.
exactly.
The movie.
Which is the worst conversation in the world when you're walking out. Pretty good. Pretty good. I literally don't ask the question. Like I don't care what you think about the movie because I don't want to have this awkward conversation.
How
The-
old? How old do you have to be to start asking people on dates?
You don't have
like,
to be- I
like, do you,
feel
like when you start asking
like
people out to go out for
23.
drinks, like when you say like
23.
18, 22, like how old is that age?
I feel
You're like
like-
want to go get a drink.
I would love to.
What
18?
about when you're in like if you like,
Well, like-
want to take a girl out or a guy out in,
So,
in
like,
high school?
When you could
I'd say,
drive.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
like in high
because-
school, high school, college, like you're kind of like hooking up with the girl, and then like
And then you ask them
yeah,
to
and then
be
it
your-
starts
He's like,
hooking
not
up with them
me.
every
I'm a
weekend,
gentleman.
and then it starts dating. Like I never even been like, let's go
This is
get
gonna turn
drinks.
into a birds
But
and
I
bees
don't
talk.
think- I don't think
Maybe I'm just
then you
maybe I'm the
point
odd
your
man
finger.
out.
if a girl really liked you though, I don't think she would be opposed. Like if you asked her on a date, she'd be like, okay, wow, he really
No,
likes
one
me.
one guy asked me out on a date in college, and he ended up being like a complete weirdo.
Like he didn't make $100,000 a year.
No, no, actually.
You stirred the pot good this week with that one. 26 years old, 100
No,
grand, or you're
okay.
a
Listen,
fucking
you
bum.
can't ask anyone out till you're 23, but you better be making 100K by 26.
Guys, can I
That's
explain-
some window
can I
to judge
explain
someone.
context?
The floor is yours.
The
Please explain.
context was they were saying like, if you're living in New York and you're getting married and looking to start a family, is that enough? And I was saying, like not really. Like it's kind of like.
Oh well, I mean, if you're talking about like how like
But I said-
$100,000 in New York really is not like
Yeah,
a
I said-
lot.
But it depends
per-
what part of New York, because there's many different parts.
Yeah.
There's Long
Yeah.
Island, and there's all different.
If you're looking to like buy a house and all like
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah,
shit
the
anymore,
starting a family is a
but
big
the way it
twist.
was
I said if you were
characterized
like
was like,
down
I will
south
not
and you
marry
were
you if you don't make
single, like
100
you're
grand.
chilling.
Yeah, but are you starting a family at 26?
Some people are.
Oh,
I
That's
don't
insane.
think-
I
I
don't-
think half
she
of
does
them
go
are
to
high
Manhattan.
school
She
when
goes to
they're
Manhattan.
married.
She goes to Alabama.
Yeah, right.
That-
Yeah,
I
down
down
south
south,
They get
6
engaged
washed
early.
up.
Yeah.
Your grandma.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that how you
Yeah.
feel?
No, oh my god. I hope I don't get married until I'm like 30.
Okay, that makes sense.
Really, gonna be an old head.
But you have to, by that age, it
I
has
knew
to
as
be
soon as you
500
discussed the thing,
grand.
I was like, she's saying 30. I fucking know she's about to say 30.
Is that? Do you think that's young or old?
No,
As a 31-year-old,
So
that'll
fucking young.
As a
30 is
31-year-old
so
living
goddamn
in
young.
I think
you guys.
35.
Wait, that's
35.
wait, I have no perception.
Wait,
I'm
but
trying-
then,
just
but
trying
then,
to one.
listen, I am in no, I talk about this all the time. I'm like, I do not see myself getting married for like a long time. But like when I'm 30, like that's kind of the age I would say like I would maybe
about
like
it.
at least be engaged by 30 so that like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get married, because then all of a sudden you become a really old mom if you're planning on having
that's the
kids.
thing.
Yeah.
And that's not fun.
I
Then
don't
you
wanna
become
be
the
60.
frumpy old mom that everyone doesn't even, they're like, oh, she's not cool or anything, she's frumpy and old. And then it's
Right.
like, whatever.
I got a friend who's dragging his feet with everything. He's moved in with the girl, but he hasn't proposed and not getting married. I'm like, you're gonna have your first kid when you're like 40 plus, and you can't. We were talking about how we can't even get out of a chair now. When you gotta like carry your kids and play with them and all that shit. As an old dad,
Your dad
Forget
with a
about
knee
it.
brace at Little League.
oh, a little bit drunk, like the knee brace, his father's pit.
Yeah.
What did you
Yeah,
say
then
about
you're not
35?
even like the fun baseball mom or anything. Like, whatever, sorry.
Hot mom.
Yeah,
Like the hot, cool mom who like drives you to the parties and like covers for you with the other parents.
You were just the
I
mom
mean-
from Mean Girls.
I was gonna say,
My mom
rocks and she.
How old? Your mom's probably like 38.
No, she's not.
What are you? You're 22?
I'm 21.
21.
She's
Jesus
in her-
Christ.
I don't want to age my mom, but she rocks and she's cool, and I think all my friends would second that. And she didn't have me at like a super young age. She had me at like 33.
This is,
Yeah, that's
I'll
like
give
a
I'll give
scary-
everyone here
yeah.
this. These are all the same things I thought in college.
Yeah.
And
You're
then,
totally on track.
Yeah, like it makes sense. Like, yeah, like when I'm like late 20s, I'll make 100K, and I'll be married by the time I'm 31, so I can be a hot dad.
If you having any sort of plan is just stupid. Like, especially now, like when people say like 30 is the new 40, like it probably is like 40 is the new fucking. I mean, you can be 30 and like just starting at things, having the plan of like I need to meet you by this age, so we can get engaged by this age, to be married by this age, to have kids by this age. Throw it all out the fucking window, and none of it's gonna work.
If you want to start a family, like if you want to get married, it's like you can get married whenever you want. But if you want to start a family, I'd say 35, 36 is when you should start being like, I gotta lock this shit down.
Okay, but my thing is, I don't want to be ugly on my wedding day. So
Like, perfect. And I get it. I thought it in college where like it doesn't even matter about my happiness or whatever. It's those pictures from that one fucking day are really what's important.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, I can just be happy.
I don't care if my kids, if I'm like 90 when my kids are born. I don't care if I die and they grow up without a mother, as long as I'm hot on my wedding day.
Sometimes I'm just like, kids though? Like, you really want to be in charge of another human being?
No, kids are
It's
so
the worst.
You have to commit to something for 18 whole years.
No, more than 18. It's
More than
forever. It's
Oh,
forever.
That's just, I can't, I have
permanent.
commitment.
It's
Your
it's
kid
not-
is your-
I love when people say that. It's like at 18, I'm just gonna like kick Shay out the door. I'm here looking for help ever again.
I'm 21 and I could not be okay without my
You'll be
same
around until you're like
I'm
40
good,
with
bud.
them.
I've seen,
My parents are watching this. They wouldn't
I've
like
seen
I said that.
I've seen myself grow up, and I'm like, that's a nightmare. Like, I cannot raise the same
Yeah,
exact
I was
person.
the worst kid.
Yeah, I was the
ever.
worst as a teenager in college.
So you
I
guys
can't
all
raise
might as well
myself.
lock it down by 30 so you can experience this pleasure you're talking about.
I'm not looking forward to it.
You don't have to do it, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't know that in college.
Yeah.
That's
you
a good
don't
point.
have to
You
do
don't
it.
have to do
great
any
point.
of this if you don't
Never
want
thought
to.
of that.
Yeah, but I feel like I want to.
You can want to, but it's, I think you guys
it's
might be
okay
the
to want
first
to.
Yeah.
like generation that's like I might get married, I might have kids. It used to be like that's what it's like. You have to go to college, you get married, you have to have kids, and now it's like I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just gonna like dance on TikTok and be rich.
Scroll TikTok, and every
Sure.
person on TikTok is like, I'm never getting married. I'm never having kids. It's like a universal like agreement everyone has on
young and rich.
TikTok. No, not even like it's like just scrolling random people's TikToks. They're like, are we all in agreement that we don't want kids and get married? Everyone's commenting, yes, yes.
I mean, if you can make $100,000 when you're 26. You could be like rich if you don't have
No,
kids.
the
Like just a
ideal-
normal ass salary if you don't have to pay
The
for
ideal
$100,000.
situation
Rich.
is to like for me to be like 28 and I find a guy and he's in like
And he's rich.
his 50s and his kids are like
50s?
grown.
That's
Let me get
disgusting.
there.
That's disgusting.
He's wealthy. His kids are like grown and out of the house.
You're gonna have
and-
kids.
So you want a sugar daddy?
And then I get to do whatever job I want that I like love because I don't have to worry about making a living.
You're not even gonna want to do
I
this
just want to be a trophy wife.
That's a sugar daddy.
You want to things I saw in college.
No.
Right.
Where are the
You do
aspirations?
you. That sounds like a fucking plan.
If any sugar
50?
daddies are watching this,
That's what you want. You just want to share
His
that.
dick is gonna be like shriveled and like.
I feel like
It's Big Daddy.
Again at 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's
Yeah.
all
Okay.
This is like a Bella Danger on ATI. There's a question on ATI.
Yeah.
What do you think the oldest person to ever have sex is? And Abella was like a guy or girl? And we were like, guy. She's like, I don't know, like 50 maybe?
No, not
She
true.
said it with such like disgust. in her
My
face.
grandparents used to literally.
Your grandparents still smashing?
No, well, R.I.P. to my grandma.
shit,
But
now I feel like
love
I'm
her, but she'll love this. She was very open. When they would drive
like
they would drive from Florida to New York, and they would like insinuate that they pulled over to have sex before they came, and they were like in their like 70s. So
From grandma?
what? Shout out Betty.
Betty.
Have you guys seen Big Daddy?
Yes.
To Betty.
Alyssa's gonna be Big
Yeah,
Tits. Or what's her
Old,
name?
old balls guy.
Yeah,
you
old
know?
balls. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, 50 is.
50, go for like 40 something.
the only-
Young 40s. 50?
the only reason I can see like you want someone that's like well established because I know like I feel like I'm gonna be a boss ass bitch and I'm gonna be successful.
okay.
So,
Oh, that's the
so
other thing.
you better
These
match
two-
my energy. Match
These
my
two
energy.
say,
Have aspirations.
I would never sign. No guy. We're not signing a prenup, right?
No.
That was
Oh,
no.
I
Except
know.
if they're
I
successful.
know.
If they're successful, I'll sign a prenup. But otherwise, no. You can't. If I can
Listen,
trap you and
listen.
steal your money,
My
we're
brain
gonna. But you can't
hurts.
touch mine.
My mom has been telling me since I was like 9 years old to never sign a
No.
prenup.
It's making sense.
This
It's
is-
all-
yeah,
no,
this is
I
I wonder why
I
that
have a
is.
different outlook though. My thing is two things. One, fix the wage gap, then we'll
Oh,
talk.
Jesus
Two,
Christ.
Oh,
No,
no, shut up,
upset
Two,
with man.
Jezebel over here.
No, two. The other thing is like I'm such a like emotional person that if you wanted me to sign, so laughing at me. If you wanted me to sign a prenup, I would be like, you're already thinking about ditching me. So
Yes,
Either
because
way,
It's just a
no.
contingency plan.
No, it's just
Like,
anything
when I put my
could happen.
seatbelt on, I'm not thinking
No,
about a car
I
accident.
don't
It's just in case.
Anything could happen.
Yes.
Anything. That
You think you're
person,
so in love?
like you may be
Perfect.
so in love, but
I
that
don't disagree, but I just know myself. I would be upset.
So if I come from nothing and I get married, she takes half of that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not letting that happen. She's not taking half of nothing.
But the
and
way
your
I would do it,
hard-earned
like,
money.
yeah, exactly.
But it's exactly because it's like, oh, I want to marry some rich guy, and now it's like, he married for love, but now you want to marry for money.
No,
and
because
then,
no.
Well,
But the thing is, I said before. I said I know I'm gonna be a boss ass bitch on my own, so I'm gonna make money.
And he can't touch that, but
yeah,
he's
correct.
rich.
Correct.
Then we're-
Right.
No, it's not even like that. Like, I'm not
it's
into
just a contingency
Let
plan.
me know. Come back to me when I'm engaged, and then.
Dude, it's 28 when you plan
I'll
for it.
see you when you're 30. I
Speaking
also
of
love
prenups, did you see Dr. Dre, like his wife, tried to get half?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, girl, we got a prenup.
Yeah.
You didn't realize he signed this,
Yeah,
did
he's
you?
like, we have adult children and a prenup. Thank you very much.
I love that it's just turned into
I was
an
going to do this
intern.
question. Would you rather live your life as is or be a billionaire, but you have to blow a dude every day? But we know.
you guys already know my answer.
That's so
How
bad.
about let's just
I
turn
know
into
my
an,
answer too. It's the same as Alyssa.
let's just turn
It's
into
a
an.
millionaire with a B.
Yep.
I'm pretty content.
It's just one blowjob a day. Like,
Yeah, but you okay? When you're in a healthy relationship,
Whoa. She said
makes
if it's
sense.
only one dude a day. She
I said
said.
one
Well, yeah.
blowjob a day. Like,
Oh.
for
If it was-
I mean, listen, I'm agreeing to it, so girls better.
If it was Hank
Shit.
every day, then it would be a different story. But if it's a random old dude every day, no.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
true.
If we're
content
talking
with
like
my
half,
life.
I couldn't get half down. I got like
Every day.
Half bed on a fucking IV. Like he's got like
Disgusting.
chocolate
That's
hospital
gross.
bed.
You don't want that in your mouth.
Well,
I'll go
yes.
Heather Brooke on you after.
Every day, though, that's gonna break you, bro.
I would do two hands.
All the more reason. It's like by 6 months in, you're like, this is just part of my routine.
No,
Whatever, man.
it breaks you. I think it breaks
No, I think you would break down and you'd be like, every day I have to fucking blow Hugh Hefner. Like you would literally have a meltdown. You would like get to you at some point.
I mean, that'd take forever.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a lot of
Yeah.
work. It's not a
Yeah,
show.
old
There's
people,
just a
you're
soft
right. It's
stick in
not
your
like a
mouth.
boom boom. It's out. It's like, ah.
Dude, I like my pasta fucking
He's a
al dente.
billionaire.
If I have a stick in my mouth, I don't need that.
It's for $1 billion. I'm cluck fucking that shit. I'm all up in there for $1 billion.
This is maybe our weirdest answer to the internet question. This one doesn't even make sense. I think that we probably did this on the podcast and it had some sort of like reference from the internet that week. But would you rather be falsely accused of murder or never be able to stop coming? I have no fucking idea why that's in it.
Never be able to stop coming.
No.
Think about that.
No.
You'd be sitting here right now.
not-
You can't. You gotta go to a funeral.
It's not
You gotta go.
But it
there's
would
a Grey's
always
Anatomy
be
episode
a
about this.
pleasurable experience.
No,
Whereas
no,
if I
no.
No, the
But at
trauma-
one point it would get
trauma-
annoying and it would be like, oh, this is just so annoying. It's this like annoying feeling that's like really bothering me. And I guess coming wouldn't even be exciting anymore because you'd be doing it all the time.
It becomes
But
a
being
hell.
framed for murder is
Wait.
fucking terrible. You have to be in jail and then you're in
Are
prison
you
and your
falsely
wife
accused
sucks.
and you're out? Are you
Not
out?
framed,
No,
falsely
it's
accused.
just falsely accused. It's really hard to get out of sometimes. If
does
they got,
stink.
if they, it really, it's really
up to the gods.
hard.
Have you
You
been
could
falsely
be-
accused of murder yet? Speaking from experience. Dude,
But
it's
you
hard,
could
man.
be, you could be free, coming your ass off, or be having to show up to court.
I know you guys have seen the video of the guy who can't stop coming.
Oh, yeah.
That he is. It's like an emotional interview, and he's like, "This is awful."
The worst thing is though.
He's in a park, and he's just like, "Oh," and it's just like
Trent,
the
that's
worst life
I
ever.
guess that would be like if I was sitting here right now.
That's
wouldn't be
like
able to talk to him.
That's like
You
22
guys have to
minutes
watch
a day.
it. Yeah.
If
Every
you're doing
time,
it
this is literally
constantly, it's
constant.
all
Actually, I think Barstool's the one place You just said I wouldn't have a job. I think Barstool's
Yeah,
the
true.
one person
Yeah.
that could have a job.
We would have a
If I
live
couldn't
stream.
stop
Just be like,
coming.
watch the girl
Because
come
you
over.
got a job because you didn't come.
See, now
That's
yeah.
Going
You got
The
me.
Barnum and Bailey Circus is the one place you can
Honestly,
still work.
that's the loophole too, though. It's like you have an
You can make
OnlyFans of a girl
money.
who can't stop coming.
Oh my God, I'd be a
$29.99
Then I'd be a billionaire and I wouldn't have to blow any money.
You think so?
Yeah, like,
I think you would kill yourself within a week if it was just because like it's.
Yeah, but what about the murder? You wouldn't.
If
with
you're
that?
at
Oh,
church,
if people call me a murderer,
See, that
I've been called worse. Like, if I'm just consistently known as like the murderer on the internet,
If I'm-
that's
put it
an
on the list.
upgrade for me.
if I'm accused of murder and I'm on the outside, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's totally fine.
You think like everywhere you walk though, they're just like murderer. Like the guy
I finally
your
have an excuse
doppelganger is
to
a
murder to
murderer,
Vermont
right?
and not do
No, he
it.
didn't kill him. He shot him. Yeah.
Live in the
Yeah.
mountains. That's actually a great point.
at the
I've been
same
wanting
time,
to do
be the guy
that.
that comes all the time.
And
And
just
you walk
live
around
in
New
the
York City
mountains.
and
Knows
you're
who
gonna
the
be
fuck
like,
I
come
am.
here.
Ski on the
Yeah,
woods.
I mean,
That's
you're
it.
getting,
Yep.
you're getting shamed either way.
Come
But
boys not, yeah.
Cumboy's not exactly hot in the streets. Let's do one more here and we'll wrap it up. Would you rather know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die?
How? Neither.
Yeah,
That's
you just
not
wanna
an
know
answer.
Death
when.
really
Yeah,
freaks
that's-
me out, honestly.
Yeah,
I think
same.
about
Like-
it quite often.
It
brings me to a
You know what? Let's do
dark
this what I
place.
said because this is kind of Norman related.
Okay.
For the sports fans, we'll say, so if you're a diehard sports fan, would you give up sports altogether forever, and your dog can live a happy, healthy life as long as you want? But like in your case, it'd be like celebrity gossip, Bachelor, reality TV, like all the shit you do on CEDO, that's gone forever. But Norman could live.
No, he'll be happy with 20 years or whatever it is.
Dog killer, fucking dog killer over here.
20 years?
Or 15 to that
long.
20
Yeah, those
years,
dogs
like
live.
they live a long time.
That's a
my dog
crazy long
Fenway is
life.
17
All
years
my
old,
dogs
and he's
live to
like,
be 16.
So you're keeping the.
15. My dog was
your-
16, but I was 20. Sounds like so
yeah,
many more.
I would because those dogs are not meant. They have a lifespan for a reason.
Yeah.
So,
And don't you
Wouldn't
think
it be
part
like
of
a
the
dog, like-
reason,
Well,
you
but it
love your
says as
dog so
long as
much
you
is because
want
it's
it.
gonna die? Like part of the reason you're so when your dog is like, this isn't gonna be
yeah,
that
like
long.
this isn't
That's a pretty
forever.
morbid thought.
Yeah, I get it.
When you're hanging out with pups, you're like, oh, you're gonna die soon.
I think you're not always thinking about it,
But
but I
it's
think in the back of your head,
subconscious.
you're like, this thing's
No,
gonna be
I
here for
could
like a
never
fifth
give
amount
up.
of time I'm gonna be here.
I could never give up like pop culture, Bachelor, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, what would be my life?
What would
And
it
I
be?
wouldn't have a job.
What could, like, what dollar amount? What would you give up all that shit for? You got something in your mind. You're laughing like that.
I don't know.
What about you could never like
Nothing?
consume all of it, but like you would be the
Trying
biggest
to tell
TikToker
me?
or something?
Oh,
Like you get to your personal like success, but you just can't like enjoy it. the
no,
rest of the
I
time.
genuinely enjoy
Those are so
those
tied
things. So
together,
you'd
yeah.
be taking
Did you?
away
I feel
my
like you
excitement.
didn't always. Like when you first came
No,
out,
I
feel like you were
enjoyed
more
pop
sports and
culture.
more-
No, always pop culture. The Bachelor was not
Right,
something I
as
was
it
into.
was.
More like other reality shows like Vanderpump Rules and like
Right.
MTV, like trash.
I mean, that was,
Yeah.
that's pretty smooth. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
But,
We saw that though. We definitely saw it.
Yeah, we saw it.
Right.
It was a good save at the same time.
Poor timing, yes. it
Are
was-
you drunk?
I put, no. That's I knew.
He asked me earlier. He's like, "Can I drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, just don't be shit faced."
Okay. Yeah, no, now I knew that was why it's bad luck. Listen, I had one high noon before this, and now it's all of a sudden, yeah, it's whatever. Yes, it fell by accident.
What, you give up sports for your dog to live forever? This guy wants the mic so bad. The
yeah,
whole time
I was gonna say, yeah.
Give me back my stick.
All right, I'll just give you.
What do you got?
I'd kill the dog myself.
Oh,
Whoa!
all right, no,
You
I-
did not
I
need
wish
to grab
I
the
had-
mic for that. You do not say that. Do not say you killed the dog yourself like that.
I'm tagging the FBI in
Listen
this.
to me.
I know you love
You
sports.
could
I
say
get it.
the dog will naturally die.
How many championships last a lifetime?
Oh,
the dog,
boy.
and I'm not a dog person.
You sound like an asshole. You sound like a huge
I
asshole.
have a
I'm
dog.
not being seen with this stuff.